Hi everybody, Tony and Sarah Zolecki. I hope you guys are doing fantastic. Oh my gosh, what day is it today, right? Doesn't really matter, not really, doesn't really matter. So we wanted to come on here and go live because I know that, there's a lot of leaders inside of network marketing, and you're a leader whether you are leading one person, two people, 100 people, 1,000 people, right? We are all leading in one way or another. And so Tony and I kind of have a checklist of things that we feel have been really important for us that we put together about 2 weeks ago in the midst of kind of when all this stuff really started happening out there in the world. We just said, hey, how can we be a better leader and really grow an organization of just strong people, right? And I'm talking strong emotionally, physically, financially, like all the way around, right? How can we equip this team to be really, really strong? So we want to walk you guys through our checklist that we feel that has been invaluable for us. And so we hope that we give you guys some great value, that you take away some good stuff that you can start implementing as you're leading your team out.
And I think number one would be reaching out and encouraging like crazy right now, like communicating just on a whole nother level. I mean, people need to hear your voice. People need to hear your message. People need to, you need to be building your people up. You need to be communicating all the time. You need to be just touching people like crazy, and not so much as, oh, this is my downline, more of a peer, more of someone that is getting people to see things way bigger now, babe.
Yeah, so, when we talk about that, like, I'll give you guys some examples. So number one, when Tony talks about communicating, it's like, set a specific number of people you're going to communicate with every single day, just to reach out. I know some of you guys, you are, up and coming leaders. You maybe have a little bit smaller of a team or what have you. Like, it doesn't matter, right? If for you, like, set a goal, I'm going to reach out to at least one person a day, right? And just love on them. And so for me personally, like, I know in my heart that what I appreciate appreciates. Right? If you don't know that, think about that, right? Whatever you appreciate, appreciates, right? That should be our motto from here on out, right? And just everything that we do, right? So what you appreciate appreciates. I think about, okay, who are all the people that I can connect with today and let them know that I'm grateful for them. And so I'm talking about like reaching out when I wake up every morning. Who can I send a voice memo to? And who can I like just love on for 2 minutes? A 2-minute voice memo, right? Yeah. Which means I'll probably have to leave a couple different ones. But who can I connect with that I'm like, hey, this is why I appreciate you. Not just, hey, Tony, I really appreciate you. You're a great leader, right? No, I'm talking about, hey, Tony, this is why I think you rock. This is why I appreciate you. I appreciate you for this, and this, right? Yeah. These are the things that make me smile, that make me want to get better. Like, those are those things, right? So being really specific, guys, is really important on appreciation, right? Appreciation. So number one on our checklist is who are we appreciating and how are we letting them know specifically how we appreciate them and why they rock and why they're important in our business and why are they just important in the world, right? Like, why are they just important, period, out there as a person, okay? So first thing. Number two, can I keep going?
Yeah, pick your battles.
Okay, number two, pick your battles. Okay, those of you guys that are married or have a spouse or have kids, we all know that in this right now what's happening, right, in this, whatever you want to call it, stay at home, there's a gazillion words and phrases people are using. But we've had to learn, how many guys agree, some of us, we've had to learn how to pick our battles, right? We had to pick our battles where we go, does this really, really, really matter right now? Like, it doesn't matter, so we got to let it go. Same thing, guys, inside of our team. Right? So inside of our team that we're building, we have to go, hey, we got to pick our battles right now.
Yep.
Right? So is this really important? Do I really need to bring it up? Is this really going to matter in 3 minutes? Is it really going to matter tomorrow? Right? And if those things are not, well, then as a leader, we have to learn to, guess what? Zip it. We got to learn to zip it and not say anything and go, this doesn't really matter right now, right? So again, picking our battles inside of our team is super important.
Yeah, and I'll say 99% of the stuff, you just got to let go because
Totally.
It really isn't that big of a deal.
Totally.
It isn't worth you going and bringing it up and battling and having resentment and just going down that road.
Or having to be right.
Yeah.
Right? As a leader, it's like having to be right. Who cares, right? Like, you don't have to course correct everybody. Like, meaning you don't have to like correct. Like, no one wants to be corrected 24/7, right? So don't be that leader that is that person that has to correct. Like, there's times that I know that someone isn't right with something, and I'm just gonna leave it.
Yeah.
Because it really doesn't matter in the grand scheme of it, right? So you got to pick your battles as a leader. You just got to let it roll, right? So number 3 is, what do we write out? Let your people have a voice. Guys, now more than ever is so important to let your team feel that they have a voice. They need to feel like they're heard. They need to feel like they're important. They need to feel like they're appreciated. So we've been going to our team and saying, hey, what are some great ideas that you've thought of that we can maybe implement in the team? Or what are some cool things that we can do to help grow the business, right? Like, what do you think? What are your thoughts? Like, we want to hear from you, right? So each day we're reaching out to people saying, hey, give us some ideas, right? We want to be a good listener. We want to be that sounding board. We want to be the people that they know that, guess what? Like, they're important, right? They are important no matter what level they're at. Right? We want them to know they feel that they're important inside of our business. Okay?
Yeah, and a lot of people that never thought of themselves as leaders or people that would step up during this crazy time and all the stuff they're handling and they're solving problems, they're not just talking about them, they're going to rise up.
Exactly.
They're going to step in to leadership. They're going to step in to really having presence and driving things and solving things and making things better right now.
Yeah, I mean, the more that we can unconditionally love all the people in our team, guys, what you're going to notice is really crazy, right? Is right now with what's happening out there in the world is you're going to see people that were maybe a wallflower or a follower of followers of followers. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? It's the people that were just kind of there existing inside of your team. They're going to kind of make a decision that they're like, you know what? I'm going to go out there and I'm going to help more people than I've ever helped before. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to do it and I'm going to sacrifice. And like what's happening right now, like I'm going to be defined by this moment in time. And it's going to be so cool, guys, because if we do the right things with the people inside of our team, they're going to step up and they're going to become the most amazing leaders. They're the leaders that you would have never expected, that are just going to come out and they're going to rock it. And you're going to be like, wow, remember that time? That's the time that you made that decision. That's the time that you had that defining moment in your business and you never looked back, right? So, making sure that you make them feel like they have a voice, making sure that you love on them unconditionally, no matter what their quirks are, right? We all have those people in our team that were kind of like, oh, that was a little quirky. It doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, what do we know? We know that everyone is a volunteer army, right? We know that they're a volunteer army where we have to love them where they're at. We have to love them with their quirks. We got to pick their battles. We got to make sure they have a voice, right? We need to make sure that they're feeling appreciated. And if they are, I promise you guys, you're going to have amazing leaders that emerge from all of this.
Yeah. And I think the big thing too is you got to let them shine right now.
Yeah.
You got to let them just step into who they are and what they're meant to be doing, right? And just give them that gentle push, right?
Yeah.
And love and encouragement. Because I'm just telling you what, when you let someone shine, it's the best thing in the whole wide world. And you'll scratch your head and go, holy cow, I had no idea they were going to do this or show up this way or make this big of an impact or serve on this level. And it's the best feeling. It's the best way, that you can just push people to becoming who they're supposed to be.
Yeah, exactly. And so that's why I think it's important, guys. As a leader, we always have to be thinking about every person is a person, right? They are human beings. So it is so important on how we conduct ourselves, how we lead, how do we love. I don't even know the last time I ever talked about someone in my business being in my downline. No one wants to be in anyone's downline. I don't talk about any of that kind of stuff. I talk about peers. We're very careful on not being condescending or talking down to them or any of that, right? We have, as a leader, especially now, guys, we have to look at how are we being a lifter? How are we being a lifter? But also, I will tell you that also you need to be a lifter to your upline, right? To the people that brought you in. You need to be a lifter to your sponsor. You need to be a lifter to the people that have gone before you in the business, right? So how are we being a lifter that way, right? How are we just being a lifter in general as a human being is everything. So guys, we hope you got some great value out of this. I saw some of the shares, so thank you for the shares. I just want to encourage you guys to just continuously be that light. We are going to need it forever, right? It's not being a light just in these times, but it's being a light forever.
Yeah.
That while we're on this planet, it is continuously being that beacon of hope, being that lighthouse, being that person that people are encouraged and inspired by, right? So with that, guys, God bless you. Have a fantastic day, and we'll talk to you guys soon. Take care.